So, anyway, we have Rain Dummy, Gizmo, and Moosie. No more fun introductions. Y'all figure it out. I'm so good at streaming, you guys.
Our jokes were lost to the ether.
Yeah.
We'll just have to contemplate what we said and create a fan edit.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
The most out-of-pocket stuff ever.
Yeah. Okay, so it is Friendsim. We are doing volume 6. I wish it would stop telling me to purchase more volumes. I have them all. I have all of the volumes. Of text. Huh?
You need more volumes.
I need more volumes.
I've bought myself all of the volumes, and I've also bought multiple other people all of the Friendsim volumes, and it still tells me to buy more.
I think I've told this story before on here, but I once bought one of my friends all the volumes, and I just got all of the rejection emails from Steam because, like, if you wait a certain amount of time without, like, accepting the gift, then it just, like, defaults to where it just rejects it. So it's just, like, 17 emails. 17! You're being refunded, like, $1, however many dollars for this, just 17 times.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fun. So, volume 6 of Text and Envy Green.
My son, please, not the cord.
Armed with your fresh heaps of hard-won cultural knowledge, you continue on your journey. Troll life sure is complicated, not to mention troll romance. You really aren't interested in getting into all of that. Your life is complicated enough, and adding an additional level of angst on top of that does not sound ideal. Friendship is all you can handle right now. Ah, boy, do you love to handle it. Yeah, right?
How many different ways do we introduce the same thing?
Yeah. Just get your fingers all up in there and squish that shit around. So we have L-word, and we have Cuprum and Follicle. No one signed up for L-word, so we'll do Cuprum and Follicle first, and we'll figure out L-word after.
Cool.
Gotcha.
Wandering deeper into the city, you wash up on the shores of what looks like a rougher part of town. Comparatively, everything about Alternia is rough, but down here the streets grow narrower. Wow. Dingier, the buildings are run down. Streetlights flicker and the patrolling drones look less inclined to serve and protect and more likely to shoot you and claim it was self-defense. You haven't seen any tracks, but if you had, this place would definitely be on the wrong side of them. Again, emphatically, you don't know what you're talking about. Everything you know has been gleaned from exceedingly painful trial by fire, but this looks like the sort of place no one cares about except the people who live there. A noisy group of trolls spills onto the street up ahead, and you quickly duck behind a row of garbage cans. You have recently become gun-shy around groups, especially since most of these guys look fancy and are wearing symbols in varying shades of blue. Not to generalize, but blue bloods are starting to freak you out. Everybody here messes with you, but the higher the castes do it with the government sanction. These particular blue bloods all look as lost as you did several friends ago, gazing around in varying flavors of bemusement and frustration. They glance nervously between each other and the looming buildings on either side. With a hot jolt of adrenaline, you realize you aren't the only person hiding in a pile of garbage. There's someone else. Two someones, actually. What you initially take as one large lumpy troll resolves on second glance into two smaller trolls, a girl and a boy. The girl is clinging to the boy's back like a very greasy sloth. It looks like a pretty precarious position in your opinion. You've recently become an expert in falling down. They are both skinny and stringy, and damn, you thought the smell was from the garbage, but it might be them.
Blue is just busy living their pathetic lives. walking out of their hives, straight into our trap.
Idiots. Never see it coming.
You ask if they mean the trolls out on the street. Probably you should just mind your own business, but when the fuck have you ever done that before? Also, it's nice to see someone besides you getting mocked for once. You kind of want to join in on the mocking.
Who the fuck are you? Where'd you come from?
A trash creature. Born out of trash. Oh.
Well, so much for not getting mocked. These two are probably equal opportunity mockers, though. They mock everyone, kind of like Polypa had been with murder. They keep sniggering. You can't help thinking you are being called out. See.
I do not have a read on these people yet.
Stick up for yourself, take it lying down. What do you do with a Redditor?
Oh.
Or 4channer is probably more
depends on
accurate.
if I want them to argue back with me or not, or to leave me alone, I guess. Like, I guess I just wouldn't respond if I wanted them to go away. So I guess we'll stick up for ourselves so that the flame war commences.
Okay, stick up for yourself. You put it to them offhandedly that perhaps it is they who are the trash creatures, since they are the ones who smell like they've been rolling in it for the past few days. For some reason, this makes them laugh even harder.
Hooprum, check out the badass we got here.
My face went freaky. Coldbait nerd lord talks back. Why don't you run and cry about it?
Yeah, go and tell your lusses on us.
The girl tugs at the boy's hair, and then they're off, cackling and running up the street with a weird, stumbling gait. They leave you all on your lonesome, fresh friendship opportunities withering on the vine. You probably dodged a bullet, but you can't prevent the oncoming.
I was expecting there to be a longer drawn out flame war, because no one can ever, like, back down. They gotta be right.
Well, apparently you're...
Time.
Huh?
This is like the one time confronting the internet bully just like ends up in nothing happening.
Yeah. I guess you were too boring with your fucking I'm rubbing your glue shit about, well, maybe you're the trash creature.
They're
So-
like, your wit is not up to par with mine.
Exactly.
So we'll take it lying down. You never thought about what a weirdly sexual idiom that is. Regardless, you decide to swallow your protests. Hey, that's pretty sexual also. Thanks, English language. You don't want to start out a friendship with hostility. If you'd had parents, they would have told you that two wrongs don't make a right. Fucking Imspar lore coming down. You could argue it isn't worth trying to befriend people who are open with insults, but that's just how people are here. And you've befriended actual murderers.
Yeah.
People who've tried to murder you. You gotta roll with it or get out of town. And since you literally can't get anywhere, you'll just roll. And you really, really want more friends. Addiction is a powerful thing. You admit that you don't have lussus and that you are pretty used to insults these days. You include an affected shrug to demonstrate just how easily everything rolls off your back. You add in a contrite little kick at the pavement and hang your head, even if you aren't quite sure what you did wrong.
Lol, Runky. Dead, Jesus Christ. Runky. He
Runky.
would say Runky. Anyways, lol, Rusty dunks on their own damn self. Don't have to do shit.
This could be kind of relaxing for us.
The girl turns her weird, spidery face toward you.
You should come hang out.
Wait. What? You want to hang out with this bottom feeder? They look like a huge drag. I already have enough dead weight with your ass to drag around.
Oh man, you really hit the jackpot with these guys. 2 friends for the price of 1. I can't tell how sarcastic this is supposed to be.
To answer your earlier question that you may have forgotten you asked, Cuprum hacked their Palm Husk's GPS to bring them down here.
Idiots can't do shit without their fancy tech.
The Blue Bloods are all arguing now. Somebody throws a punch. You figure it's a good prank, if a little mean-spirited. Follicle stops yanking at Cooprum's hair and looks at you.
Wow, you really are pretty basic. Hey, Cuprum.
She gives his hair another yank, like it's reins and he's her horse. Cuprum grins, showing a bunch of big, blunt teeth. He raises a hand that crackles with white-hot energy. Your stomach clenches and your feet leave the pavement just enough for your toes to drag along the ground as you float over them. For a few seconds, you have 0 control over your body. Cuprum lets you go and you land hard enough on your heels to make your ankles twinge. One of the flickering streetlights shines down on Follicle's face. What you had initially taken as deep set eyes are actually no eyes. They are black holes in her face. It looks super creepy and also super painful.
Yeah? So what? You think I would just have eyes like some kind of normie?
God.
You would never accuse her of that. That isn't really a word you have in your lexicon.
Wow.
He keeps doing that, saying the word instead of laughing. It's actually a hell of a power play.
Goddamn idiot doesn't know a case of void rot when they see it. Have you never met a gold blood before?
You have, but you aren't sure if Sarava counts. They're an internet celebrity for one thing. For another, they have eyes. Well, one eye. And the other one wasn't lost to void rot, whatever the hell that is. You wonder if that's why she's on top of Cuprum. He's some sort of combination of steed and seeing eye dog.
Void rot means my body doesn't retain energy like it's supposed to. Just look it up on Gorgle.
Terrible.
It means I'm dying constantly, all the time.
You almost point out that technically everyone is dying all the time, but you sense this isn't the moment for fake deep fuckery. That really sounds like it blows, though. You tell her how sorry you are.
What do you mean? Why would you be sorry? You didn't do anything. Besides, stand there, looking ugly.
Idiot thinks it makes a difference. Like what they think actually matters. Can't wait for Trizza to take this one down to the coalfields for a little R&R.
Rest and relaxation? That sounds nice, actually.
Rampage and rending.
Oh no.
Ah, sorry. It took me a second to realize that was me.
Wow. And here was me thinking we could get through a whole conversation without bringing up precious Trizza.
Well, Trizza rules. I love Trizza.
I know, dipshit.
You rack your recent memories, trying to figure out if you know what a Trizza is. Or who.
Trizza is basically the third member of this relationship, considering how goddamn horny you are to get her cybernetic tentacles up in you.
Wow.
What? Is that supposed to make me feel bad? Sounds great, actually.
You watch too much Eastern Alternian pornography.
It'll be way better than sitting around with you. Always sucking me dry.
This sure is something you're witnessing right here. It must be that Black Rom stuff Zebra had briefly filled you in on. You cock a hip and compliment them on the obviously incredibly healthy pitch romance they got going on here. Because, as everyone knows, there's nothing two people in a lover's spat like more than someone interrupting them to spout random bits of cultural knowledge. That separates them, metaphorically at least. Physically, Follicle stays clinging to Coopram's back.
Wrong again, fuck bulge.
We're pale.
So pale.
Oh, pale. That's the nice one. The petting one, where you talk about your feelings and then don't have sex.
What? You got something to say?
Oh.
You guys
Gosh.
really don't seem to have your shit together. You guys seem like you have a wonderful, stable relationship. Both of these are bad. Choose which bad one you want to do.
Let's just go with the top one.
Okay. You guys really don't seem to have your shit together. You mentioned, just offhandedly, chill as hell, that maybe they might have a few things they need to work on. No pressure or anything. Just this sort of stuff, this is the sort of stuff a helpful friend does. Mentions shortcomings and crappy relationship dynamics. Having friends is great. The light glitters on Coopram's goggles, even as it is sucked into the black hole of Follicle's not eyes.
You calling me out? You coming into my hive and spouting this shit?
You point out that this is a trash heap, though you don't want to judge. He might have a trash hive.
It's a figure of speech. Kind of like, go fuck yourself.
Both of them look pissed, but Coopram looks extra pissed.
I know what this is. You're out to steal my girl. You really think you can give Fall what she needs? What she craves?
He's making it sound like a fetish rather than a medical condition. Maybe it's both.
You really want to come at me, motherfucker?
The hairs on the back of your neck stand on end. That's how loud he yells. Or maybe it's the crackles of energy slowly emanating from his pores and building like a sine wave. At first you think it's just you finally cracking under all the pressure, but it's really happening. The glow of white-hot electricity rolls up his arms and shoulders and into Follicle, where it travels over the length of her body and centers where her eyes should be. She shivers and lets out a short, slightly lewd sound. Her hands tighten in Coopram's wild hair. Man, you really shouldn't be watching this. You are blushing something fierce. But, okay. You think you get what's going on. A kind of symbiosis. His energy overflows when he gets upset, and Follicle sucks up that energy to treat her void rot. He is her giant battery. You remember Srava mentioning that powerful Goldbloods have a tendency to get harvested for their energy. Maybe Coopram is one of those powerful psychics.
Ha! He wishes. Trizza's gonna chew him up and spit him out. Then I'm really gonna have to find Another sucker to leech off.
Follicle is looking at you, considering. Well, you aren't actually sure if she can see you. Definitely not with her eyes, since she doesn't have those. Maybe she's like a cricket. Don't they hear with their legs or some horseshit like that?
What? This guy. Please.
Sure. Why not? I'm getting sick of your shit anyway.
Oh god, are they breaking up right in front of you? Follicle crawls off Cooper. Oh, god, that freaking creepy little like movement forward. Follicle crawls down off of Cooper's back and starts across the filthy alley floor toward you, scuttly and bug-like. And now, instead of yelling, Cooper is sniggering. Actually, laughter, not lulls. That's a good sign, right? It's great when friends can laugh together, especially when shit gets awkward.
You think you can power me the way I need?
Whoa. She's right in your face. She really, really needs a shower. But you don't have room to talk. It's been a long time since Tagora's pollution trap. Besides, judging someone based on their personal hygiene is shallow, right? It's what's on the inside that counts. Yeah, you're sure that's the sort of thing that makes you deep. Seriously, you have so much love to give. Friend love is what you're all about. Maybe this is what all that desperation has been leading up to. The slow raising of your friendship level in order to reach this peak of unbelievable bro power. To free this young Goldblood from a codependent relationship, you've been conditioning your body, putting it through its paces, building up a tolerance to bullshit and just bathing in metaphorical resonance. Follicle kisses you. Wow, that is friendly. Lots of people kiss their friends, you're pretty sure. Maybe? Yeah, you are super progressive. This is fine. You sort of wish that the first alien tongue you had in your mouth didn't taste like Cheetos. But you can't have everything in this life. But holy shit, you're doing it. You feel a rush of energy flow through you, lighting up your whole body and pouring into Follicle, filling her to the brim with the power she needs, the power she craves. God, you are the best friend ever. It's you. You rock. You seriously
Lol.
are
Lol, 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 lol.
the best.
Lol, 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 lol.
Oh, son of a bitch. You feel something warm on the back of your neck, and Coopram is giggling right next to your ear. Somehow, while you were busy kissing his girlfriend, he snuck up from behind and started kissing you too.
But
Well, well, more just putting his mouth on you and moving his tongue around. He must be feeding psychic energy into you, which Follicle is sucking out of your mouth. They're using you like a goddamn copper wire. You could maybe be into it if you weren't behind a dumpster, and if you were looking for anything more than some good old-fashioned wholesome friending.
Upram, fuck off. Don't help. You aren't involved in this.
Coopram is still laughing, and he's added the lulls back in, which you like even less when they're pressed against your neck. He steps back and the flood of energy lets up. You go from feeling like a light bulb to feeling like a steadily deflating balloon. Follicle kisses you again. It still tastes like Cheetos, but also like dying. Like your entire body has been placed in a juicer and a giant is squeezing down. Your muscles twitch and drool drips out the corner of your mouth. Follicle must be the only thing holding you up, because when she steps back, you slump to your knees, then go down on your side. Your fall is broken by some old rotten fruit. Cool. Follicle stands silhouetted against the streetlight in all her greasy glory.
Thanks, Normie. That'll hold me for maybe like the next 15 minutes.
A fog closes in on you as you lie on that filthy pavement. Is it the fog of death or just impending unconsciousness? You don't know. One thing is for sure, though. It is not the fog of impending friendship.
Mm-hmm.
You just used me for my energy.
Oh, goodness.
I have some friends who leave me feeling like that.
Right.
Them too.
Oh.
This route is like that. It really just goes all in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Oh, you wanted freaks? Yeah, no, we'll give you the freaks.
We'll give you the freaks, all right. Okay, you guys seem like you have a wonderful, stable relationship for sure.
Right?
Glad you understand.
You don't feel great about this. It's not cool to tell lies, especially not to your new friends. But it's also not cool to neg your rad new friend's relationship, especially when you don't know how the fuck any of this stuff works. Honestly, you should probably come up with some sort of mnemonic for just how little you know about anything at all. You don't know what that means. You didn't even... you'll workshop it.
Well, you actually seem okay. Obviously a huge normie freak. But okay.
You wonder what kind of people Coopram has been hanging out with if he thinks you look normal. At this point, you're, dressed in a bathrobe, sunburned, slathered in sparkly lotion, and probably a bunch of other stuff you can't remember right now. His friends must look really wild. You hope whoever those friends are will be your friends too. You aren't picky about looks. The group of blue bloods out on the street, maybe they could use some friends too? You're getting the vapors at just the thought of all these potential connections. You start around the dumpster to find out. Coopram grabs the back of your shirt.
Where do you think you're going?
Idiot tries to make decisions for themselves. The decisions are bad. Nobody's fucking surprised, lol.
You point out, very respectfully, that all these people look pretty lost and confused. You assume the prank is over now. Everyone can shake hands and go on as friends. This is idiotic, considering what you've learned about Alternia up until now.
Not a prank. This is war.
It's not over until all of them are dead or crying.
Well, okay. As long as you aren't the one dead or crying, none of the High Bloods look too close to doing either, though. They are standing in a clump in the center of the street, nervous, but fine. This is just a minor inconvenience, like a flat tire or a spilled cup of coffee. They have been lured into the slums by some greasy nerds, but Follicle and Coopram don't seem to plan on doing anything besides watching and giggling. One of the Blue Bloods, a smallish girl with a cerulean symbol on her hair clips, is standing a little apart from the group, furiously texting.
That feel when the dirty blue got... That feel when the dirty blue... Jesus.
The blue?
Right, hold on.
You're good.
That feel when the dirty blue blood girl starts losing her cool.
Should have known one of them would crack.
You aren't sure what's going on. Yes. Still not great.
Wriggler is calling the damn drones. Usually high bloods wouldn't go running to them like that. Don't want to admit low bloods got one over on them.
When you get owned, fucking own it.
That could go on a t-shirt. Follicle and Coopram seem bummed that their prank is going to end so fast and with so little damage done. But isn't that the point of a prank? That everyone gets out of it relatively unscathed? Anything more and it becomes an assault. Just a side note, I've written an essay on pranks and how they exist in media, particularly, it was really all about Until Dawn. And I'm just like, I could go on an essay about pranks right now. Overhead, there's a whir and a clank. Loud, but not loud enough to prepare you for the damn flying bus coming in for a landing out on the street. Holy shit. You don't think you've ever been so excited about public transportation. You are confident that continuing your ramble across this alien world is the best thing for you. But gosh, it would be nice to rest your feet for a little while. Even better, none of the trolls getting on the bus seem to have any money or travel passes. Perfect. You don't have any of those things either. You start around the trash pile again, and this time 2 pairs of hands grab onto the back of your shirt.
Dude, where the hell are you going?
You quickly explain that you want to catch the bus before it takes off again. You have no idea how long it will be before another one arrives. Follicle and Cooprum look at you like you're crazy. Well, Cooprum looks at you and Follicle looks kind of off over your shoulder. Can you call it looking if someone doesn't have eyes?
Listen, I know we make jokes about the intelligence of everybody around us. It's just our thing. But are you actually mentally handicapped?
You can't just get on a chartered scuttle buggy. That's for cerulean and up. Maybe teal, if they got a death wish.
Ugh, this damn hemospectrum thing again. You really need someone to sit you down and explain exactly how all of this works. Preferably without calling you an idiot the whole time. Or hitting on you. It just seems so arbitrary. At least the oppressive power structures from your planet make sense. Well, no, they don't actually, but you're used to them, which makes them much better and more acceptable. You hang back as all the Blue Bloods get on the bus. It occurs to you that even though it was their prank that lured the Blue Bloods down here, Follicle and Cooprum had to watch it all unfold from behind a dumpster. They don't dare do anything head on. Not that you support just randomly attacking people in the street, but it is kind of fucked up that only a certain kind of violence is acceptable, aimed in a very specific direction. Judging from how easily Cooprum picked you up with his brain, he could hold his own in a fight no problem. The bus takes off, blasting a backdraft that rattles the empty cans and crumpled bits of garbage in the gutter. Stillness descends on the alley. Wow, that was anticlimactic. Cooprum said they were calling the drones, but a bus came instead. Maybe calling the drones can mean a whole bunch of things, like calling 911 could be to report a robbery, assault, or someone's leg falling off. Or that's what you think until you hear the distant but quickly closing pound of giant footsteps.
Time to go.
Follicle wraps her arms more securely around Cooprum and takes off. Like, literally takes off. At first you think he's wearing those shoes with the little wheels on the bottom, the kind that kids wear to crash into stuff at the mall. But no, he's hovering half an inch off the ground. You have to run to keep up with him, and your steps are distressingly loud on the pavement. A familiar weightlessness shoots through your limbs, settling in your guts. Energy crackles around you, picking you up off the ground and pulling you along behind them. He has enough power to float both of you at once, all the while carrying his girlfriend on his back. You don't know much about psychics. Get a kebab. But that is pretty damn impressive. The three of you round a corner and you forget all about being impressed because you are too busy freaking the fuck out. You were so busy worrying about the drone coming from behind you that you did not consider the possibility of one closing in from the front. This one is smallish, but it's still a lot bigger than you, and a lot spinier, spinier, and a lot more endowed with dangerous lasers, and is focused on the three of you instead of someone else. You, Follicle, and Cooprum make a similar noise. It goes a bit like Ag smash.
Ag smash.
Smash.
The smash at the end comes from Cooprum picking all three of you up with his brain and tossing you just as the drone shoots a laser out of its torso. It blasts the pavement where you've been standing into craggy, smoking chunks. You tumble feet over ass into the alley wall. A concerning pain twinges through your healing ribs, but you are just so used to injuries at this point you barely wince. What's more concerning is Follicle. The blast rips her off of Cooprum and sends her in the opposite direction, against the alley wall with you. She immediately curls into a ball, like a pillbug with a lot of hair. She doesn't respond when you ask her if she's okay, and you aren't sure if you should touch her. You shouldn't move injured people, right? Especially not injured people with void rot.
I'm fine. I'll live. Oh, fuck.
The drone had a 50-50 chance of coming in your direction instead of Cooprum's, and surprise, it did. It moves altogether way too fast for something that size. Aren't big things supposed to be slow? That's what video games taught you. Video games wouldn't lie, would they? Fuck. Shit. Hell. You've come all this way, dodged so many dangers, and made so many friends, and now you're just gonna let some you're just gonna get lasered by some huge spiky robot monster thing. Are they even robots? They kind of look organic, but so do, like, the couches here. But you digress. It's going to kill you. But instead of dealing you a quick, fatal blow, the drone stops in the center of the street. Its big, ugly head swivels towards Follicle. Oh god. Is it possible you found someone more gullible than you are? Alterning it definitely doesn't seem like a great place to be the weakest link. As usual, you are next to useless. All you can do is watch as the drone takes heavy steps toward her. Desperate, you kick a nearby trash can. You shout, you make as much noise as you can, trying to draw its attention. Once you have it, you aren't sure what you're going to do with it, but you aren't worried about that right now. The drone grinds to an uncertain halt. Its head slowly turns toward you, then back to Follicle. It can't make up its mind. Should it go for Void Rod or Noisy Asshole? You look around for weapons while it's frozen in indecision. There's nothing here but empty bottles and tiny pieces of concrete. You really are a worthless wreck. Your new friend is about to get stomped or blasted or kicked with a giant metal leg, and all you can do is hop around like a maniac and smack a trash can. Fuck. Luckily, for once, you aren't the only one here. Your new friend already has a friend. You're really friend crashing here. Coopram doesn't screw around. He rises up on a wave of crackling power, attacking the drone by, well, basically just putting his hands onto its big ugly head and discharging as much energy as possible, frying whatever brainstem the thing has. You try to be at least a little bit useful and drag Follicle out of the way of the drone as it falls, but it doesn't fall, it just shuts down. The evil red glow of its eyes dies and it goes still. It becomes just a giant ugly statue of an alien robot in the middle of a filthy street. Coopram drops like a rock, and before he's even out of the air, he's on his way to Follicle. He shoves you out of the way.
Fall, are you okay? Please say you're okay. What the fuck, Ball?
Follicle buries her face in Coopram's chest, her two little fists clinging tight to his arms. Her shoulders rise and fall. She's taking huge breaths like she can't get her lungs to work right. Do trolls even have lungs? They probably call them something weird. Respiratory sacs, breath glands, suck sphincters.
I'm fine. Idiot.
You had a snide comment all ready to go, concerning appreciating your loved ones while you can, before a big metal monster comes out and squishes them. But sitting here watching Coopram hold Follicle like he never wants to let her go, well, all your snideness drains into a puddle at your feet. You don't know them. You don't know their life. Their relationship might not be the healthiest, but honestly, whose is? You've seen some really bad shit, both here and back home.
Hey. You okay, Dork?
Yeah, you really are. Thanks to them.
Yippee!
This is so cute. This is such cute art.
It is. Especially just like, this is the softest reader face I think I've seen.
Yeah, that's true.
Entirely traumatized.
Yeah.
Absolutely Kirby-fied.
Okay. Let's get through this to the thing, and we'll discuss. So, does anyone want to be a Vriska lesbian? Lesbian Vriska.
Lesbian Briska.
Yeah.
I could do it.
You can if you want. I'm not gonna make you do it. You can just hang out, and I can be lesbian Vriska.
Do you want to be lesbian Briska?
I want to be all of them forever, all the time. No, I don't care.
I can narrate. You do L-word.
Okay.
You're ready to meet someone new, but you have no idea where to go. You're kind of hoping you'll just bump into someone. While you're thinking it, you do. You bump into someone. The troll takes a step back to look at you, eyebrows lifted in surprise while you sputter apologies. Then you notice the color of the symbol on her shirt, and your blood turns to ice. Given what you've picked up about Troll Society, she'd probably be well within her rights to attack you, or at least treat you to some very hurtful insults.
Let me figure out my lesbian Friska voice. Well, hey there, little buddy. That's probably not it, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll develop it over time.
You look kind of lost. Everything okay?
Huh. That was a lot friendlier than you expected. That said, this troll's look is intimidating. She's smiling at you, but the leather jacket and undercut make you think you shouldn't fuck with her. They also look really dope. Like, maybe this is someone whose name would look really nice in your address book. Look, you know you've been pretty non-discriminating with your friend tastes so far. You're grateful for every taste of affection thrown your way, but you can admit you've barked up the friendship tree of some real weirdos. But this time, you really want to be friends with this girl. In fact, it feels like earning your approval might even raise your opinion of yourself. Or maybe your social cash? She's just, like, seriously cool. You tell her you are lost. Not that you have anywhere to be.
Just seeing where the night goes, huh? Been there. I could tell you some stories. Oh, man. I don't want to be rude, but you are an alien, right?
You confirm. That is one of the few solid facts you know, and you're gonna hang on to that with both hands. While they're still your hands, and not your grab pods or your gesture appendages or whatever.
Neat. You can call me Elward, by the way. I bet you have all kinds of cool alien stories. You want to hang with me? I know a place near here to grab a drink if you want.
Does she mean platonically, or is she asking you out? It's really hard to tell. She's so cool and disaffected. If that was a date suggestion, she's gotta be the smoothest motherfucker around. You're kind of hoping she just wanted to get to know you better. She's beautiful, but it seems like going on a date with her would be a lot of pressure. Mostly, you just really, really want her to like you. She brushes a piece of lint off her jacket, and your desperation for her attention grows. You say yes.
Oh, yeah. Alien time. Let's go. Wait.
Wait? Come on. Can't you even just go hang out with Okay, sorry. Can't you even just go hang out with someone without some kind of whole rigmarole? Are you fated to always be bombarded with branching choices, choosing randomly between fates that almost always seem to end in some kind of violence?
There's actually 2 places we could go. You want to try the closer place or the farther place?
Fine. Fine! You'll make another choice. And by you, I mean you, Moosie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moosie will make the choice. Closer or farther?
Alright, let's go to the closer place.
Cool. You don't want to wait any longer than necessary for that delectable friendship. You tell her to take you to the closest place she knows. It turns out to be pretty close. She crosses the street and takes you down a flight of stairs to a little underground bar. When you walk in the door, you're ready to do some befriending, but Elward seems distracted. You follow her gaze and see another cerulean-symboled troll girl with a buzz cut and a snakebite piercing sitting alone on a bar stool. As you watch, the other troll looks over at Elward and gives her a little smile. You clear your throat and Elward seems to abruptly remember your presence.
Well, we've arrived. The hangout place. You can take it from here, right? I gotta go. Nice.
Okay, the further place.
Real quick though, the design of that other troll was like really sick.
Yeah, very
Rock's
good
hard.
design. The farther place.
You tell her you're in no rush, and the farther place is fine. She takes off in the same direction she was walking before you bumped her. You follow behind, trying to act like you totally belong here, next to this genuine troll babe. You walk next to cool people all the time. It's practically a hobby. After a couple blocks, though, she stops short. You narrowly avoid bumping into her again. She fishes her palm husk out of her pocket, and you can see that it's vibrating noisily. She looks at the screen and theatrically rolls her eyes.
Ugh. Ugh. This is so annoying. I'm sorry, but like, there's just this thing I have to deal with, I guess. I swear to fuck. She just wants an excuse to see me. It's like transparently obvious. Like how she keeps flirting with all my friends too. Or just magically shows up to places we used to go to together. Like, it's honestly kind of pathetic. Like, you're trying so hard to make it seem like you're over me that it just shows you aren't. Lamau. You know what I mean?
You may not understand the specifics, but it's clear that she's including you in some kind of social situation she's dealing with. Wow, that's what you do when you're already friends with someone. You basically just skipped to the front of the line. You nod and look sympathetic. You totally get it, you tell her. You have an ex like that too. Who is she even trying to fool?
Right? It's like embarrassing that we even dated. We were totally gonna request combat assignments on the same ship too. So dumb. Anyway, sorry, but I gotta go back to my hive. She just keeps bugging me about some shit she left there. I keep telling her I don't even think it's there. But she says she has all her belongings itemized or something. Smack my head. SMH? I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Such a dork. It's such a, like, lol I can hear out loud, but SMH is weird. I'm like the best thing that ever happened to her.
You keep nodding vigorously. Your neck is starting to hurt from all the nodding. You tell Elward that she's obviously too good for whoever this girl is.
I mean, I know. But I gotta deal with her shit anyway. Anyway, sorry, it's literally so dumb, but do you mind if we just swing by my hive on our way out? It won't take long, she's like terminally punctual. Wow, she already sent me her ETA on Google Maps.
This is a real softball. No need to antagonize over this decision. You tell her you don't mind at all. She starts to head off, but then she stops, looks at you. Her brow furrows.
Huh. You know, for an extra alternial, you're kinda cute.
Oh, jeez. You start to feel flustered as she peers at you more closely. Are you going to have to make it clear once again that you're only interested in friendship?
I'm getting an idea. My ex thinks she's so cool because she's a Jade Blood and they have, like, a sacred duty or whatever.
She makes a complicated motion with her hand. From context, you gather that this is the troll version of a jerking off gesture. You'll file away the implications of that one to consider at a later time.
What a fucking tease, Hiveswap. But she's... That's
I don't
me.
know.
But she's probably never met an alien before. Definitely never dated one. Do you think we could pretend to be a thing? Like Red Rum. Until she goes away. She'll fully shit herself, I swear. Just, you know, don't fall in love with me, kid. Just kidding. Really don't, though.
Your heart is beating at an unusual rate. And not even because of fear this time. Fake dating again? Do trolls do this a lot? There must be some cultural context that makes them turn to a fake relationship for security. On the one hand, you're an experienced fake dater by now. Elward could check your references. On the other hand, you know how this ends. You know this ends with you falling in love with her. There's literally no fake dating situation that has ever ended differently. The last fake relationship you did agonizingly circled the rim of romance before falling out and into your hands for a sick friendship rebound. But it was a close one. You might be like a quarter of the way in love with her already. She looks like troll Natalie Dormer. It is definitely way too dangerous to say yes to this.
Troll Natalie Dormer is so hot. I don't know how I didn't pick that up on the first time I played her route, but Natalie Dormer is genuinely one of the hottest people alive. I'm gonna save just in case, but I'm pretty sure it's the same. Domi, do you remember? That's not what
I think that this is different. I'm not gonna
Oh,
lie.
the enthusiasm?
Yeah.
Do we curb our enthusiasm?
I would assume so, because she doesn't want us to fall in love with her. So, yeah, lowercase fake date.
You say that?
Could be cool.
Oh, sorry.
You did it too.
I did it
You did
too!
the same shit.
Yeah!
You say that could be cool. You say it super casually, like you pretend to be in relationships with aliens every day of your life. Elward grins, clearly pleased. You're sure this was the right choice. Then again, you've thought that before only to end up in terrifying, painful situations, but you're pretty confident this time it'll be fine.
That's great. Thanks for doing me a solid. I'll owe you one.
She shoots you a finger gun and winks. In what is now a deeply familiar story beat, Elward takes you back to her hive. It's pretty messy. You can understand why her ex would have a hard time finding something she left here.
Generally, this poster was sold at like every store that was aimed at college students. Like we had people come onto campus to sell posters, and there was obviously not the Alternatian version, but this is just such a classic like queer poster. Unbelievable. I just have to point that out. If you weren't aware, it's just.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not classic anymore. This is like, again, my first college was back in 2009, but,
Sure.
You know.
You don't see any signs of a lussus, but it's probably rude to ask about that, what with how often trolls and other animals are murdered in this society. You ask Elward if you should get your stories straight. Like, how did you meet? How long have you been dating? Who's the funny one, and who always gets to choose the food on date nights?
Yeah, I got a 3,000 word backstory for us to memorize. I'll be quizzing you on my favorite movies. JK. I'm not worried, lol. We can just wing it. Oh, I think she's here anyway.
Sure enough, you hear a crisp knock on the door. Elward leans against the nearest wall and crosses her arms over her chest, looking bored.
Come on in, girl.
Another troll enters the hive. Hey, wait a second. You know this one. This troll is already your friend. That might be a good thing, but it might also ruin your chances with the friend you're currently chasing. But maintaining your existing friendships is important too. You're going to have to find a way to balance this. She doesn't seem to have noticed you yet. Alright, who's got her?
Yeah, I did Branya in that route. Rain, do you want to do Branya? No pressure if you don't.
Is my mic working?
It is now.
Now.
There
Yeah.
it is.
It is now,
Someone
yeah.
sometimes likes to be dumb. I can do Branya.
Excellent.
Okay.
Hello, Elward. We can make this the last time we have to see each other. If you would just hand over my favorite sweater.
I don't have it. I don't know how many times I gotta tell you that.
It's very simple. 1. I was wearing it over here when we broke up. 2. I keep track of all my belongings. 3. You think it's funny to antagonize me. All signs point to you happy again. I don't want to fight again. Isn't it nicer if we collaborate?
Who's fighting? I don't even remember what your sweater looks like. I don't really think about it. Or you. At all. Ever.
Well, dishonesty is a barrier to helpful communications.
Ugh. I'm not one of your little jades who have to listen to this crap. Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna get dragged back into this. You're interrupting my date, Branya. More like boring, yeah. Lamau. I'm actually trying to hang out with someone who's not you right now. A real cutie.
Oh, man. Oh, no. Elward makes a lazy gesture at you as if to indicate that pointing you out to Branya is barely holding her interest. You look at Branya and try to smile. You lift your hand in a tentative wave. Hi, you say? Branya is taken aback. She looks back and forth between you and Elward a couple times, trying to make sense of the situation.
Elwood? Wow. This is a surprise. Didn't know you had a connection. I could have introduced you to some of my other jades. But I mind that you're with Elward. I wish only for the best for her, after all. Or blah, blah, blah. I wish only the best for her in all that she does.
Elward rolls her eyes theatrically, then she looks back at you.
I have a question that I can't pose to all of you right now, but once we get to know the other jades, which jade would she have tried to hook us up with?
Ugh, good question.
You two know each other?
She doesn't look happy about it. You remember that the reason she wanted to fake date with you in the first place was to hold your cool alien status over her ex's head? Branya, already knowing you, has undoubtedly taken some of the wind out of her sails. You have to do something to turn this around. You don't want to be rude to Branya, but surely just hyping Elwood is safe. You tell Branya thanks for the offer, but you're happy with the choices you've made. She looks a little hurt, but quickly rebounds.
You how to conduct your personal life? You just hear my smile. Can you get it, please? Oh.
Nah, lol. You just lost it. Stop making excuses to come over here.
This is getting pretty personal. You try to make yourself as unobtrusive as possible, pulling the collars of your, well, Tagora's robe up to hide your face.
Might accuse you of manufacturing reasons for me to keep coming over. Blah, blah, blah. By not giving it back.
Lol. Okay, whatever. I'll just let you know if it turns up, alright?
Alright. 1. You've said that before, and you've never followed through. 2. You never contacted me first. 3. You're obviously not motivated to find it. I want to settle this once and for all. It's time to resolve our conflict.
Jeez. I didn't steal your fucking sweater. Look, I want to resolve this too. But now's just not a good time. Can't you just let me have some time with my new pal here?
this may take longer than I would have liked. I suppose I could leave it alone for now, but you can't just keep avoiding me forever. Not just without the sweater.
I'm not doing that. Ugh, didn't you get enough of talking about our feelings when we were actually together? Why do we have to talk about them now?
Talk about it later, then. I'd rather leave my friend here out of it anyway.
Her friend? Wow. You breathe a sigh of relief. You don't have so many friendships yet that you could stand to lose one. You can now listen to the rest of this conversation with a touch more ease.
When you know more of me. Please try to work with me on this. Thank you.
Branya makes her way out. Elward watches her leave, and then sags back against the wall, scowling. She seems to be in much lower spirits than she was earlier. Your heart aches. Friend or no, you want to see her cheer up again.
You know what?
She takes a deep breath and looks over at you.
I do have her sweater. It's in the back of my closet.
She starts laughing. You giggle a little too. What just happened here is an opening. You witness something revealing, and now Elward is in a vulnerable position. You don't want to push her or annoy her, but she did loop you into this, and you can't waste this opportunity. It might be worth it to take a risk. You say, hesitantly, that it seems like Branya was really desperate, like she's totally not over it.
I know, right? I told you.
You say that also it's okay to not be over it 100% yet. That even if a relationship was wrong and you're way better off without it, sometimes you can still feel a little sad, and it's fine. In fact, you say, it can make you seem emotionally deep in an extremely cool way. You give her a little smile. She smiles back.
Thanks for saying that. You're really nice. You don't have to do all that for me. I'm sorry for bringing you into this mess. Do you still want to get that drink? You're a good friend.
Your heart overflows, and you beam a brilliant smile at her. You feel the warm blood of friendship opening its sweet petals in your heart. Friendship achieved.
It's okay to feel vulnerable sometimes. Sad.
In fact, it might make you cool to have deep feelings like that. Okay, cool. That means now we have the bad end. Let's be hype about it.
You grasp her hands, your eyes shining. Yes, you tell her. Yes, you will fake date her. You are ready to dive into this thing together, side by side, for as long as she needs, with your whole heart and mind, whatever it takes.
Whoa. Whoa. That's, You were, like, really ready to go for it. Like about to jump right in. Maybe this was a bad idea. I don't want to lead you on.
Oh no. You way overdid it. You shrink back, mortified. No, you tell her. You weren't gonna fall in love. You weren't even thinking about it. Just thinking about helping her with her awkward situation.
Uh-huh. Hey. You mentioned your ex earlier, right? Is that recent? Like, were you trying to rebound with me or something? Because if it's recent, I mean, I get it. Breakups can be hard. I mean, mine was fine. Completely mutual. But I get it.
Your ex only exists exists in your imagination, but Elward is giving you an out here, and you're going to take it. You nod, trying to look sad. Breakups are hard, after all. That part isn't a lie, just a well-known truth of life.
You know what? I can blow my ex off for now. I'm gonna take you out. Take you somewhere special. Where you can forget, have a little me time, you know? I think you deserve it.
Okay. A little hiccup there, but maybe you've managed to turn this around. You feel bad that she thinks you're newly heartbroken, but it's comforting that her reaction is to try and cheer you up rather than pouncing on you at your most vulnerable like some other trolls would do. Actually, she's being really nice. Maybe this friendship train is on the right track after all. Elward takes you to what appears to be a coffee shop. It has all the trappings of a coffee shop. Mugs, bean grinders, fiddly little machines with tubes, tables with people working on husk tops. The smell in the air is not coffee, though. It's something earthier and a little spicy. You're gonna guess ground up grubs. Just a hunch.
Here we are. Let's get something to drink. And wait for it to start.
You let her choose your drink. She brings you a steaming mug of something hot. You sip it cautiously. Not bad at all. No legs floating in it or anything.
Just so you know, I don't know what your deal is, but this place is kinda girls only. You're an alien, so no one's gonna even ask, including me. But just so you know the deal. Don't worry though. If anyone does ask, I'll just say you're here with me. Plus, you're cute, so no one's gonna mind. Winky face.
You feel your face get hot. Wait, no, you're not fake dating. No fluttery feelings here. Cool, you tell her. You love this place already. Wait, what is this place?
This is excessive bodily face poetry. Open mic night. All blood colors welcome.
Now that she says it, you can see a microphone set up on one side of the cafe. An olive blood is sitting nearby with a clipboard, writing down the names of the people who want to perform.
You ever do excessive bodily face poetry?
Force.
Oh, is that force?
It is.
Cool. That makes more sense than face poetry.
I was really confused.
That's fine.
Is this a sexual thing?
Yeah.
Nah, it's a slam poetry joke.
Yeah, like I got it was a slam poetry joke. Oh, whatever.
You look back at her. She's looking at you with those heavily lidded eyes and that flirtatious smirk. Last time you let your enthusiasm get the best of you, she pulled back. But then she took you to this cool ladies-only hangout. Saying yes hasn't led you wrong so far. Probably. Unless there's going to be some consequence you haven't gotten to yet? It's probably fine. You tell her you've dabbled. You try to shoot her that same kind of coy look she's giving you. Is it flirting? Who can say? You're riding this wave of plausible deniability and you're never coming down.
Really? I didn't think you'd say yes. That's so cool. Dang, you should go sign up. I've never done it myself. But I'd like to come here and watch. You should totally do it.
Until now, Elward has been pretty disengaged, but she seems actually excited about this. You gulp. You've never done slam poetry, but how hard can it be? You got this. You go up to the olive blood and put your name down on the list. Then you go back to Elward, giving her what you hope is a look as smooth as an expensive brandy. Get ready, you tell her. She laughs like you're being corny instead of smooth, but it's good-natured, so that's okay. You settle down to watch the excessive bodily force poetry. Maybe you can pick up a few tips. Before long, you notice a couple differences between this and the slam poetry you've seen before. First of all, your unfamiliarity with troll culture is causing you to miss a lot of the metaphors. You think some of these poems are erotic? People are reacting like they are, but all the body parts sound like someone did magnetic fridge poetry with an intro engineering textbook. It's all tubes and pushers and levers and sacks. You watch the people around you and try to react the same way they do.
What are the levers, Hussy? What are the I mean, Hussy didn't write
The
this
levers.
route.
Second, troll slam poetry does involve actual slamming. Several poets, it seems to be the cooler colors of the rainbow, end their performances with acts of passionate violence against nearby chairs, tables, or even members of the audience. Artists, you guess. Temperamental. Elward doesn't seem surprised. One troll with a dark purple symbol breaks the mic stand in half over her knee. Elward sits up a little straighter, popping the collar of her jacket a touch higher and adjusting her hair.
God, I'd die if she looked at me that way, Lamel. I wish I was that mic stand. I've never had a girl that mean. I always go for the good girl spades, thinking I can change them. Like, it'll be different with me, you know? If our hate is true enough, it's a bad habit. Nice trolls don't change. That's some advice for you, kid.
You don't know how to respond to this, so you just nod wisely. If you're being totally honest with yourself, seeing Elward flustered makes you feel a little flustered too. Not that you're changing your mind about only wanting friendship, but you wouldn't mind if she looked at you with a little bit of the awe she's giving the purple blood. Finally, it's your turn to perform. You got so into the show, you forgot you were actually going to do this. Now, walking up to the front, you wish you could forget again. You clear your throat. Silence. Then a flash of inspiration hits.
Side note, I think this background is from the first bad end. I specifically remember seeing these guys. Oh, accidentally right-clicked. Sorry.
It's from, yeah, this is the bar that she takes you to in the first bad end.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
I guess because it looked like a cafe at first.
Mm-hmm. You had trouble understanding the troll poems because of the socio-cultural differences, so maybe if you load your piece with references to your own world, they'll just assume it's good. You start listing body parts you have. Knees, spleen, shoulders. You toss in a few celebrity names. Steve Jobs, Rita Moreno. Then you put on the most serious poetry voice you can and say, Numa, yay. Another idea hits you like a wet fish to the face. Maybe if you hit this with some kind of violent gesture, like the Purple Blood girl did, Elward will like you more. You seek out her face in the audience, and looking right into her eyes, you slap yourself in the face as hard as you can. There's a smattering of lackluster claps. No one looks impressed. A few grumbles echo around the cafe. You think? You think you may have just bombed? Your budding confidence is hit with a big load of shame, descending like wet concrete. When you get back to Elward, she's grinning.
Damn. That wasn't what I was expecting at all. It was pretty funny, though. You must have some real abdominal sausages to get up there and perform like that. Nice job, alien.
She gives you a wink. You start to perk up a little. After all, you don't need to be friends with the rest of the people in this cafe. Just this one cool troll girl. And it looks like making yourself look dumb has brought you two closer together.
Honestly, though, I'm surprised you didn't do a piece about your breakup.
Oh, right. You completely forgot about your breakup. Or rather, your fake-up. Elward leans forward, her hands splayed on the table. Her black claws gleam in the low cafe light.
You could tell me about it. If you want. Like, I'm over my breakup, but if you want to talk about yours, it's fine. I know sometimes it's like, just really on your mind. Just right in there.
Ah, you're starting to feel even less great about lying. You fidget uncomfortably in your seat. No. You know what? You're supposed to be making a friend here. Yes, in the past it's been advantageous to just go along with whatever people say until they like you, but you and Elward are really connected. You don't want her to like you just because she thinks you're sad. You want it to be real. You take a deep breath and tell Elward you don't have a recent ex at all. You just tell her you were just trying to commiserate. The atmosphere immediately shifts. Elward sits back and the warmth goes out of her face entirely.
What? Really? Oh. Huh. That's not really cool.
Oh, shit. You can just feel her pulling away. Well, you can also see it because she's physically pulling away from you. All signs point to losing this friendship. You're so sorry, you tell her. It won't happen again.
Yeah. Sorry, no offense. But it's not cool to lie about shit like that. It's pretty weird.
She's completely detached now, barely even looking at you.
It was nice to meet you, but it's probably best if you just go. See you, space moo beast boy. Oh my god.
Space cowboy.
Took me a second. Like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is this word?
As much as it hurts, you have to agree, it's probably best to just cut your losses. You try not to let your disappointment show as you walk away.
Game over.
God, I forgot how hard that one is to just read through.
It's a rough route.
Yeah.
Elward. Another one of those characters where it seems like the fan have taken into the hype the character has about themselves instead of what's actually being said and done in their route.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have no context for this.
That's fine. It's just another one of those. It's like, yeah, Elward's so cool, and like, I don't know. It's like, well, I mean, Elward's kind of shitty about Branya, and it's fine. She can be kind of shitty about Branya and kind of not over Branya and being kind of shitty about it. It's like
That's chill.
Elward's so cool and detached and is so cool and great and just such a high key best lesbian. It's like the high key best lesbian can be kind of shitty about Branya.
Everybody thinks they can fix her, but I really don't think they could. I think they would be made worse because of it.
It's true, yeah.
Just like she wants.
Exactly.
It's great. So, Moosie, what'd you think about the 4chaners and the lesbian who's so lesbian her name is Elward?
I've been enjoying these later paths a bit more than like the tortury paths.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair.
It definitely gets better as it goes on.
Yeah.
I say, as the world's biggest Ardata fangirl.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, at least our Dada comes back twice.
It's true.
No, I'm so excited.
What do we have next?
Ardata?
What?
I'm sorry, I'm fighting with my mic. Which one's Ardata?
The first Cerulean lady with the torture basement.
And the
Oh,
third
that's-
eye.
Next, we have another Cerulean and Buff. We have Buff girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these routes are fun. I liked Brania coming back. I like the friend group starting to intermingle.
Yeah, is this the first time that happens? I think it
think
is,
so.
right?
It is. I mean, it kind of future happens with Tagora, if we consider
True,
that.
True.
Since an unnamed character in his route comes up later. But But I think this is the first, like, I mean, Chixie gets mentioned in Zebras, but this is the first where a past route comes
Excellent.
back. Yeah.
Cool.
It's true.
Yeah. It's cool stuff.
Mhm.
It's not. It doesn't become like a frequent occurrence, but it happens enough that it's fun when it does.
Yes. Yeah. Um yeah, I guess that's it, unless anyone has any final thoughts.
I think this. It's a toss up between the last route and this route, where I think they really started getting their voice for Friendsim.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Last route, I think they started to figure out what they wanted to do with it, and then this route, I think they cemented it.
Yeah, especially with the added bonus of slightly exploring Alternian culture in the Hiveswap context.
Yeah.
My final thought is that I want to give the Gold Bloods a mansion. I think they do something funny with it.
Yeah. Yeah. God, I forgot about that three-way makeout ending. There are some endings in here, I tell you what.
Yeah, some of the endings just you can see them coming from a mile away, but when they happen, they still just kind of hit you like a baseball bat.
Yeah.
The endings just keep happening.
They keep happening.
It just never stops from keep ending.
Never stop. Never stop. I know I'm still like excited, worried. I will not spoil myself to it. I think we talked about it one of the past times. The large clown man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the large clown
yeah.
man.
That's a time.
That's a time. Large clown man.
I am not immune to large clown man, but I will not spoil myself because I have no idea what shenanigans are going to be happening during that.
You're not going to be immune to large clown man. I know this for a fact.
I'm never immune to large clown man.
Yeah.
I'm going to be so excited to see your reaction to that. It is such a root.
It's such it's so much of a route.
I think it should simply perish.
Yeah. I mean, okay, and we have two more to go. So we have next one, and then Tizius. Tizius, my love. It's coming up. I love Tizius. So that is. Oh. So we're scheduled for the next one on Halloween. TBH, that's Dragon Age Day. I've taken a day off just to play Dragon Age. Legitimately might not stream that day. I might not want to take 2 hours out of my day to do anything besides Dragon Age.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Do you want to do it like the next day, or would that screw up your schedule?
I'd be okay with doing next week because
do next week.
All I got scheduled is a COVID shot. So hopefully I don't feel bad, but
yeah. I mean, I guess depending on how soon after, you'll probably be knocked out the next day, is from what I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does next week sound good?
Good to me. I don't have anything really planned.
I think I can make that. Maybe.
Okay.
I'm not signed up for either of these characters anyway.
Yeah, I don't think anyone is.
I believe, yeah, I didn't sign up because obviously I don't think my range could do those characters, but I probably won't be on call, but I can definitely watch next week.
For sure. Yeah. Cool. Then, yeah, so we'll be doing it next week, and we'll be skipping Halloween, which, it's also Halloween. Like, yeah, there's shit to do.
Go get candy.
Go get candy. I'll be getting candy the day after. I'm gonna take an Uber to go to fucking Walmart. That will be the time I take away from Dragon Age, is to go get day after Halloween candy.
Oh, you gotta hit that shit early.
You do. You really do.
I stay up till 5 a.m. every goddamn day. I'm gonna be at the store when it opens the day after Halloween.
See, like I used to have to go into work at like 4 in the morning,
Oof.
and usually there'd at least be like some of the employees are like sneak grabbing some of the bags.
Oh,
Which,
of course.
I mean, valid, because as soon as the store opens, it's like dogpile on the candy, which again, valid. However, day after candy is always the best. Save some for the rest of us, please. Please.
Yeah.
Begging. On my knees.
Yeah. I feel that. Yeah, I'm usually not able to do it because I don't get up earlier for work because I work from like 7-ish to 4-ish. But I'll have the day off for Dragon Age and for Halloween candy.
I used to work at Walmart, and I never hid stuff in the back for myself. But I would, when I worked night shift, take advantage of the fact that I was working night shift to buy the candy at the reduced price before the store opened.
Absolutely, yeah. That's the way.
It's just the wisest thing to do.
Yeah.
I usually have the bad habit of like, I have really, really shitty memory. So sometimes I'll like stick some of the stuff that's like, oh yeah, I need to buy this. I'll stick it up on my top stock cart, and then like by the end of the day, it's like, huh, was I supposed to buy something? And I've already lost the cart. Like somebody's already got off with it.
Damn. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week, and then we'll skip Halloween, and then I'll figure out when we're doing Tizias after that. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.